Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. Today I'm getting more personal and I'm going to talk to you about all the things that I learned from dating a girl and what it's been like. I feel like I've learned so much about myself and I've learned just so much about the world in general, and it's a little crazy to think that there are so many things that I didn't know before. But before we go into this little list that I made, be sure to click that shiny red subscribe button. It won't bite much. I just wanted to let you know, in case you're new, we're uploading every single day on this channel in November. I know we're halfway through. We're doing pretty good. So if you're interested in tomorrow's video or any of the other past November videos, a lot of lifestyle, beauty, fashion, vlogs, you can check out all of those videos in the description down below. So let's go through all of the things that I've learned from dating a girl. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Why am I so nervous about this today? Maybe it's because I've been doing a lot of lifestyle content. Let's start off on a light note, or maybe a little bit of a hormonal note. But the first thing I learned is that periods don't always sync. Not the case, just not. That's all there is to that. But keeping that in mind, when two women are in a relationship, that means 2 periods. That's like half of the month in periods. Just think about that. I also learned to be more compassionate, and it's kind of goes with the saying, you know, treat others how you would like to be treated. And I think for me, my whole life, I always dated men. And all the guys that I ever really dated were all a bit more reserved in their feelings, or a little more tough, or just, you know, didn't need that level of compassion. However, I always wanted that, and I always needed that. And I realized after dating a girl how to learn to be more compassionate myself, because I've never really had to go to that level. And I think that really made me a better person and a more caring and understanding person. And alongside that, another thing I learned was to be a better listener. And the guys that I dated in the past, you know, they didn't really ever have all that much to say or didn't want to talk, but I would encourage it and I would listen when they needed that. But I think my level of listening skills have really heightened, because now I can listen properly and respond with better answers, because I don't think you can truly care for someone or help them if you can't listen to them first. That's been a really good trait in my everyday life. I've always been a pretty decent listener, but my sister and I were talking the other day about how sometimes when people, you know, come to you and are like, oh, I feel so bad, and they talk to you, you know, when they finish talking, we're just like, there. But I think a certain depth of listening comes to that and helps out, you know, so you know what to say. I think a really big one in all this, I also learned how to identify myself properly, and I really learned who I was as a person, and that was huge for me. For the first time, I feel like I'm not hiding something. It's amazing that I'm able to be my own person, and although it took time, the people in my life now accept me for who I am, and there's nothing more beautiful than that. Look at me getting all sentimental, but it's true. Being able to be your true self, no matter who that is so freeing, and I would hope that everybody gets a chance to feel that way. One thing I also learned, and maybe I learned this late because I didn't have a lot of friends that were girls growing up, but I learned that all of the things or issues or questions I had about my body are all completely normal. I have more self-confidence now than I ever have. I am so confident with my body. I love myself. I just feel so good, because I no longer am questioning myself or being like, is this normal? Is this normal? Are these normal? Like, I don't know. But when you're able to have genuine talks with another woman, it's all okay. So I think it was a great way for me to learn to love every bit of myself and not question myself, and to not care, because you are who you are and how you were put on this planet, and it's a beautiful thing. It's all beautiful things, guys. One thing that was very striking to me was LGBT history. I never knew much, nor did I ever learn much about the history of the LGBT community. I learned a little bit when I did ethnomusicology courses, but mostly that was around the music scenes when, you know, a lot of the protests were happening, so it didn't really concentrate much on the history of it in general. And I did not know what people had to go through. I didn't understand. And I think it is so important for that to be taught in schools. I really hope that someday there's more LGBT history taught, because it is shocking and it is so important for other people to learn how far we've come. And I never felt a part of that. I remember when the shootings happened in Florida, and I was just going through my coming out process, but although I was very, very sad for those people and their families that were affected, I didn't feel it on the same level as many of my friends had, who had been out for a long time, who understood the history, who understood the hate, and understood what the world was like. Because as far as I knew, most people were okay. Most people were fine with it. I didn't know that the majority of countries didn't allow same-sex marriage, because I was totally fine with all of my friends who were gay. I didn't see them as any different, and I didn't think that the world was that horrible. I was naive. I remember after it started to sink in, I think I watched the Sia music video that she made for it. The one with Maddie Ziegler smearing rainbows down her face. Like, I remember after watching that music video and then after learning more about what was going on, I just broke down. It really sinks in when you think that could have been me. That could have been my best friend. That could have been someone I loved. That's scary. And it was the first time it hit me. I finally feel a part of the LGBTQ community, which I didn't before. I felt like I didn't fit in. But now I know that you don't have to be a certain way to fit in. That was another thing I learned. There's a lot of stereotypes around. I also learned the kind of people I want to associate myself with. I always had a hard time finding friends that were girls. Anybody else like that? I've had so much trouble relating to other girls, and I never really understood why. I always had friends that were guys, like an abundance of them, and then I would try really hard. I had some really great friends in high school that were girls, and I loved them so much, and I don't know if they remember this, but like we used to have like little fondue parties and watch Rent, and it was the best. If I think back on the best relationships I had with girls in high school, it was those moments and that group of people. I doubt they're watching this, but if they are, they'll know exactly who they are. But it was hard for me to find like-minded people after I graduated. And now that I feel like I understand who I am, I understand the kind of people I want to be around. And I think in general, it's just very nice, accepting, warm, selfless people. That is harder to find than I thought. And I've also really learned to keep the people that you love really close. That's something I never really did. And I still struggle with, but I'm trying really hard. And the people that I really love in my life, I keep them close. I keep them nice and toasty. Also, throughout this whole experience, I also realized that, you know, being with a girl is such a wonderful thing. And because I want her to be able to do things for herself and to really care for herself, I realized that I need to care for myself too and do things for me. Because when you're trying your hardest and doing things for yourself to make yourself feel better or make yourself feel a little happier or to strive towards your own goals, that also motivates and helps the other person, and in turn you're able to help that person. So I think sometimes when you see the things that you want in the person you love the most, you realize that you need them for yourself as well. So that was really rewarding and very cool. I'll just end on some funny notes, I guess. I learned that U-hauling is a real thing. It happens. The jokes are true. I mean, obviously not for everybody, but it is quite common. And I think it's because girls tend to nest a lot more than guys, so when two girls are together and they're both like, oh my goodness, home things and everything's exciting and let's do all the lovely warm things. Let's just spend all of our time together and it's going to be the best in the world and this is our home now. It's very common. I think it's very common to happen, but I think it really depends obviously on the person, but I mean, I also learned that cats were a thing. Like this beautiful baby here. Oh, she was sleeping and I woke her up. But you came, didn't you? You were around. Oh, say hello, Willow. Has everyone met you? She's the cuddliest of all the land. Yes, she is. I'll let her down now. But cats are a real thing. Right, Willer? Oh, I could squat her. Oh. a lot of lesbians like cats. No, that's funny. I think that's just the thing. I love cats, and my girlfriend loves cats, and I know a lot of other gay gals that like cats. Just, oh, are you licking me off you now? She's like, ew, you just held me and I have to clean myself. Ew, ew, Willow. Overall, and putting all that aside, I think it's truly wonderful to be able to be with someone you love regardless of who they are. I have cat hairs all over my mouth, but I do. I think it is truly beautiful to be with whoever you would love to be with. And I think we're very lucky. I feel very lucky to be in Canada. Being able to live in Toronto, even for now, because it's a truly accepting place for the most part. And I think that is so cool. I'm very lucky. Anyway, guys, that was my short little video for today. I know it was very personal. It was more on a sentimental level, but I thought that maybe some of you could relate, or maybe it'll even just help you out a little bit, or be nice to hear. Because I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I don't know, I feel really grateful. I'm really happy and excited to also have you guys in my life. I'm just loving this place. I'm just gonna stay here and cozy up, and let nothing ever change. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked today's video, even if it was a little bit different. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. I believe it's a vlog. Ooh, let's see. We'll have to wait and find out. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Now, can I have all the hugs in the world, Willow?